The 2017 Toyota AFL Premiership season is proudly presented by Metal West Recycling, offering cash for scrap and yes loans. They say yes more often.
What happened to the umpire with the bouncing? Got one wrong.
Oh, I did too.
It was a Schmidt bounce. Handball through the traffic. Hurley had pressed on. Now he's 60 from goal. He's a thumping kick of the football. He gives it a long ride, a mighty ride for a great goal. Brad Hill was all by himself inside 50 and he strolls into an open goal. McDonald tipping Woody. He's getting forward. He's got another man up and he's fallen over. Puts himself under pressure, regathers his feet, and now he has the composure to have the shot and he bounces through the goal. The kick from Kirsten is perfect. Mundy drifts forward, takes the mark and slots the goal from 20 metres out.
Well, Adam had all the good highlights in that quarter of play. There's no doubt about that. 11-12-78 to Essendon. 11-10-76 to the Freo Dockers. If you've just joined us around the country on 6PR 3AW Football, Steve Allen has the numbers.
Well, Fremantle outscored their first half in the third quarter and they won it by 11 points. They had 33 more disposals and 25 more uncontested possessions in that term. Bradley Hill had the dozen disposals. He had 300 metres gained. There's only 6 other players in the game who have that for the total of the game. He and Michael Walters had 4 score involvements each. Walters with the 9, Hurley and Heppel with 9 each for the Bombers.
But just in the A-League Grand Final, before we get thoughts from Luke McFarlane and Glenn Jakovich, Melbourne Victory still leading Sydney FC 1-0. That's 67 minutes gone in the A-League Grand Final.
Yeah, Bradley Hill, as you said, Steve, 12 possessions, but 300 metres gained. Luke, that's elite. And we're talking about the drive that Fremantle needed, and it certainly came their way. They had a 6-goal quarter, won the quarter by 11 points, and now seem to have all the momentum running into the last quarter.
And I think the other key element has been Michael Walters in that quarter. The 9 disposals. He was really damaging with his skills. He was able to get good run on and good use forward. Bradley Hill, you've mentioned, and Nat Fife, I thought too, really got to work, kicked a goal, and just threw his body around, took a couple of marks. So Fremantle are coming. They've got momentum. Still a 2-point deficit. Essendon are in front, and if they're able to hold on this afternoon, that'll be a tremendous effort, given it has been such a hot day as well.
Joel?
Yeah, Mundy, Ballack, Ibbotson and Langdon starting on the bench for the Dockers this quarter. Lights are actually on, Carl, here at Domain.
That's for Coates High, call 13-15-52.
Final quarter underway. Walters had his head down. Was taken high, but umpire wave play on. In the middle of the ground, Sandilands over it as well. Leuenberger got him high. Then Goddard's wrapped up in a strong tackle. Fierce start to this final quarter. Fife with a driving kick inside 50 for the Dockers. Knocked away from McCarthy. After it now, Tabata. Hurley there with him. Boundary line looming. And we'll get a throw in about 45 around from the Dockers goal.
Certainly put some attention to Zach Merritt and Goddard. They had 37 possessions between them up until half-time. Only 6 between them in that third quarter. So that's where a lot of Essendon's drive was coming. Well done by Fremantle to close those 2 players down in that third quarter.
6PR, 3AW Football. Handball away. Heppel is over the line again. 2-point lead it is in favour of Essendon. Final quarter for yes loans. Steve Sell and the team, they say yes more often. Ball to be thrown in right half forward for Fremantle.
Bradard's just coming off a little bit with the limp, boys.
Get Joel to check on that down on the boundary for Coates Hire. Sandilands, he had a fumble after receiving the handball from Blakely, and now Parrish is locked up. Joel Saratzis for Coates Hire.
Yeah, he's just spoken to the doctors. They had a quick chat to him. Just looks like he's winded at the moment.
He's going around the boundary line. He's waved the trainers away. Ball still at half forward for Fremantle, and then Fantasia runs out of room. So it's tight in the first minute and a half of this final term.
Fremantle leading the disposal count 300 to Essendon's 282.
Ball spun back into play. Sandilands, a clear hit out down again. Brad Hill got a little kick out of the pack. Now Blakely scrambling after it. Heppel lost his footing. Fife's got it and gets back to his feet. Little gift to Neil. His kick smothered by Parrish. And it's over the line. Carl, see if you can get the ball moving. There's been 4, 5 or 6 stoppages all in a row.
A knock on the knee, Goddard. He's giving it a rub. Just above the knee. So he'll come back. Sandilands, great tap down the throat of his teammate. Kicks the ball inside the attacking 50. Hurley smashed in the head. Is he okay? Meantime, the ball's in the square. They dive back and rush her behind, but Hurley's still down. He got clipped right on the jaw. I don't know if it was friendly fire or whether it was an accidental clash. I don't think it was on purpose.
Yeah, blood rule.
Now, he got a pretty good whack. That's all I know. And he took a while to get up. Eventually he has, so he's okay other than the blood. No concussion by the looks of it. One of those things can be delayed sometimes.
So Hurley off the ground. Hard to see. There's a bit of claret coming from the nose.
There's a Virgin flying over the top of the ground at the moment. A big plane as the ball gets knocked towards the boundary, and it's gone out. And it'll be thrown in. Fife now getting up a little bit slowly. And Heppel goes and stands in, so the two skippers side by side. As Leuenberger, Sandlin's knocked it down. Stanton, hand pass, Merritt, Zaharakis, whose kick is under pressure and out on the full. Goddard waiting. Green getting a massage on a hamstring. 1 point is the lead. Bombers clinging onto that lead. They've led for a large part of the game. 27 points at one stage during the second quarter. It's been Fremantle fighting back since big fly from the back by Crozier. Kicked by the Bombers. This time is again out on the full. And that was by Kelly. So it's Ethan Hughes to take it this time. And Ethan Hughes going to drive it back inside 50.
Congested forward line for the Dockers. Taverner there off hands. Crozier trying to rove. Merritt with the clearing kick away. Crozier's still down inside 50 for Fremantle. It's at their half forward. Big collision coming up. Neil was there. McDonald tipping Woody as well. Blakely's after it. Hamling in there. He left it behind. Francis. Slick handball by Danaher over his head. Parrish is wrapped up. Now Heppel's got it close to the line. Almost run down by Walters. Thought he was tripped. No free kick to the Bombers skipper. Zaharakis back for Merritt. At half back Essendon, and then that's out of bounds on the full.
3 in a row. Good pressure by Fremantle now. They've got to capitalise. Just got to lower the eyes going inside the forward 50.
So Ethan Hughes will go back to Bradley Hill. They had a heap of it in that third quarter, and now we'll go to 1-2 with Michael Johnson. Thought about the handball. He's been chased by Fantasia. He delayed instead the kick out wide. Tucker is the target. Fife is involved as well. Socket off the ground by Kelly for the Bombers, but it only lands with Kirsten. He drills a kick low back inside 50. And it only spots up Merritt of Essendon, who'll quickly kick it out of defence, but it's a wide kick.
Absolute
over the line.
Well, the Bombers just not kicking the ball well and been turning it over.
Update in the A-League Grand Final, Carl. Sydney FC have drawn level, 1-1. The score now, that is 74 minutes into that match.
Wow. So Sydney FC looking to finish off what's been a stellar season. Now get their chance late in the game here as the ball is kicked to McCarthy. Beautiful pass by Lockie Neal.
Gee, that was a beautiful pass by Lockie Neal. He just put it off the side of his boot to the advantage side of Cam McCarthy. That's how you want it as a forward. Just allowed him to just stretch out the arms and take a nice mark there. So he needs to go back and kick this goal and try and put Fremantle in front.
5 forward entries to zip so far.
So the kick by McCarthy is beautiful. Well, Fremantle haven't been in front too much today, but they're in front now, and that's the important part. You've got to be in front in the finish to get the 4 points, and there's 16 minutes to go. And they're 12-11-83. The Bombers are 11-12-78 on 6PR 3AW Footy. Yes, Lone scoreboard.
Oh, well, Luke, when you game's in the balance, you need your good players to stand up. And Lockie Neal didn't panic, showed great composure. Weighted numbers were going to run him down, but he just found that nice little hit-up kick, and that's the result of a goal. Fremantle hit the front. Steve Allen.
Well, Essendon have had just the 6 kicks in this quarter, and only one of them has been effective.
The Bombers haven't won here, since 2013, I think it is. Last 7 trips.
They've lost their last 3 against Fremantle. Not quite that many losses in a row against the Dockers here. This fixture, they don't play very often in Melbourne. It's been since 2010. They're all been here at Domain Stadium. Ball back in the middle. Walters knocks it down. Tucker to Fife. Now Mundy. Fremantle have it moving forward again. It was a great kick to Walters. It had to be inch perfect, and it was. He marks it half forward, swings it onto the boot, long up towards the top of the square. Taverner at the second bite, clutches the mark.
Too big, too strong, and got into front position. When you've got elite kickers like Walters and Bradley Hill kicking it to your advantage. Taberner's had a good look at it. I think they're calling it touch, boys, or something's going on. The umpires come over.
They can't reset it because they can't have a review on the mark, can they? Blood rule.
Yeah.
Parrish is coming off.
That's all it is.
That's what it is. He's got a cut to the eye. So Parrish comes from the ground. So Taberner will get the shot at goal. And he's been made to wait to get an opportunity, Matt Taberner, this season. Showed some good form in the waffle last week. An often maligned player by the fans. But he's having a big game this afternoon. And from directly in front, he extends the Dockers lead. 8.5 minutes gone in the final quarter for Yes Loans. It's Essendon 11-12-78, Fremantle 13-11-89, and Matt Taberner has kicked 4.
He's had a good afternoon, Matt Taberner. That's what you wanted from him this afternoon. I mean, he's still got time to kick more, but he's taken some strong marks. He's worked hard. I know he's got a terrific work rate. He can run far for a big man, and he's continued to work this afternoon for his 4 goals. And he's been the best forward on the ground.
Well, I didn't think coming along here today that he was going to be the leading goal kicker of the match, but he is. 4 goals to Matty Taberner, and well deserved. 4 goals won. It's been integral to the success of Fremantle's fortunes today, and at the moment they've edged clear. Biggest lead for them in the match. Tippenwoody shakes the tackler, runs, tucks the ball, ran a long way.
Too far.
It was a goal too. He kicked a goal, but he'd run too far.
Good pressure by Fremantle. Tippenwoody just couldn't get that extra metre. He needed to have a bounce. Unfortunately went a bit too far, but Essendon have got to hang in there.
So it's on their defensive 50, Fremantle. Michael Johnson with the ball in hand. 89 plays 78. We've got 15 minutes to play. Fremantle working across half-back Ibbotson. Down the line, kick for Fife. On the bounce, he takes. He hand passes the ball, keeps it in play. Collier first to it for Essendon. To Zaharakis, back to Collier, who sets the play up to the wing and Bagley. Bagley kicks straight down the line for Tippenwoody, and McDonald Tippenwoody has taken the mark. Goddard runs to the attacking 50 and demands the ball. McDonald Tippenwoody gives it to him. Green's over the top in the pocket.
Why not? It's called mark.
Well, it was knocking the arms anyway. Either or. So Green's on a very acute angle, and it's got to be made more acute. So Green with the shot. He's kicked 1. He's kicked the ball across the face. He's still kicked 1, so 1 point. And the Bombers move to an inaccurate 11-13 to 13-11. So 50-50 goal kicking today. 10 points of margin in favour of Fremantle. Last quarter scoreboard here on 6BR3AW Footy for Yes Loans.
They've only kicked 2 more behinds, the Bombers, but they have missed some really gettable shots at times, even though that one was a tough one from Green. Long kick out of defence by Fremantle, taken by Taberner. Long way up the ground, kicks a high ball on the wing. Number of players up, knocking it down, but Myers is there. Handball knocked down, taken by Ballack. He's wrapped up. McCarthy as well. Good pressure by Essendon, but it spills now to Brady Gray. Handball to Mundy. Handball to Blakely. On the boundary line on the wing. Kicks a long ball up towards Tucker. Out the back, Bradley Hill using his pace, but left the ball behind. Snatched out at one hand. Fantasia can mop it up. Goddard for Myers. A long kick up the wing, but he's turned it over. Straight to Ibbotson. Handball to Michael Johnson. About to be tackled, but he stepped out of danger. Now Ibbotson kicks it wide, and they've got a marking option in Gray at right half forward. He'll go short inboard to Mundy. Fremantle not rushing things going forward.
Oh, they're controlling play, Adam. Essendon
now the lead from Bradley Hill. It opened up beautifully for him. It was a great kick from Mundy, and the mark taken 40 metres out from goal.
His work rate from the start of the game, Bradley Hill, and said Steve Allen said in the third quarter had 300 metres game, but he has not stopped running. He is an elite runner. He's kicked the goal. He's coming up for his 29th disposal. finishes this off. He's certainly one of the best players on the ground.
Well, that lead he presented just now, he ran past about 3 Essendon defenders who were standing still, so he's continued to work all afternoon. And David Mundy, beautiful pass to Bradley Hill. Let's see if he can finish.
So Bradley Hill put it out to 16 points, but he's held the ball out to the right-hand side and just a behind. Stats for Munn, Steve Allen?
Essendon's disposal efficiency in this quarter just 56%.
13-12, 90 Fremantle, 11-13, 79 the Bombers. Final quarter for Yes Loans.
Goddard, long ball, straight down the spine. Marking contest. Oh, Docker almost had it. Green lays a tackle at ground level for the Bombers, holds the play up. And the umpire let it go a long time. Blows the whistle, thrown up.
10 minutes to go in the A-League Grand Final. Still 1-1 between Sydney FC and Melbourne Victory. It was Ryan Grant who scored the goal for Sydney FC after Barisha opened things up in the first half.
Winners today so far: Sydney over Brisbane, Hawthorn over Melbourne. Football in dispute. It's inside the centre square, and umpire Williamson will throw the ball up. So 11 points. Essendon definitely need the next goal. You couldn't think that they're going to be able to come back if they don't. Still plenty of time, 12 minutes, but they have been starved of opportunity for a long time. Ball is kicked forward. Now it's inside 50. Which way will it bounce? Johnson did well. Slaps the ball out. Straight to Lockie Neal. Gets away from a tackle. Gave it to Bellick. Caught by Merritt, and he's gone. So Merritt will get it. He's on 50. Might be too far at the score. He's walking with his back to the goal. He feels like he's got it within his capabilities. Goddard is trying to do the sneaky, give it to me. And he walks away not happy. So Merritt from 55 decides to boot the ball long. Just hasn't made the distance. No one there to contest for Essendon even.
A poor set up by Essendon. You can sense that fatigue's really set in, and their mental application, just having a key forward on the last line of defence to contest that ball. Fremantle bring it out easy now.
Well, that was just dumb football, wasn't it? 13-12 to 11-13. It's on the defensive 50 for the Fremantle Dockers now, as Mundy has the ball in his hand and Goddard forces him over the boundary. So they keep it in the zone, the Bombers. They trail by 11 points. Yes Loan scoreboard 6PR3 AW football.
Beautiful day it has been in Perth. Top of around 30 degrees. Ball spun in here, still warm conditions. It's inside 50 for the Bombers, knocked away, but a clean pick up by Neal in and under. Got it out to Brad Hill, who's been dominant for the Dockers. Kick to McCarthy, knocked away from him. Blakely was strong to break away. Handball now to Brady Gray, who gets it over the top to Walters. Nothing to kick to forward, so he just has to handball to himself underground, and he wins the free kick. No advantage taken by Gray. Walters was clever in that situation.
Very good. Schoolboy trick, the old schoolyard trick there, Adam.
Knew he was about to be run down, so he just handballed it to the ground. And then a chip kick by Ibbotson, and Lockie Neal, who was the man that won the ball away from the stoppage in the back pocket, takes the mark just inside 50.
Well, not only Lockie Neal, but Bradley Hill, and you saw what Blakely did just a while ago, just crashing through the pack. That's hard running, and they're running this game out, Fremantle.
Well, at 1 point, the Bombers have scored in this quarter, and it's gone for 16 minutes. So this is game over if he kicks this goal.
31st disposal coming up for Neal. He's had a big afternoon at the office. Directly in front. He'll kick it from just outside the paint of 50. Gives it a good ride, but hangs it out to the right. And just a behind, so the Bombers still alive. 13-13, 91 Fremantle. 11-13, 79 Essendon. Looks like the Bombers just running out of a bit of leg. 16.5 minutes gone. Final quarter for Yes Loans.
Yeah, well, they've got to attack. They're not going to win the game if they don't. And there's a contest off the ball. It looks like Hooker's been taken out unfairly, so he will get a free kick. Now, play on. Stanton, he's been quiet. Almost turned it over. Francis, he's been ordinary. He sockers the ball. It's not deliberate. There's no way that will be called. But he's had 3 shots, missed them all, and he's not had a great day at the office.
Aaron Sandilands has had 50 hit-outs, Carl.
50? What's the record? About 80 or something, isn't it?
Well above that.
Yeah, 75 Dream Team points for those that follow. Hill up to 127. All comers Merritt 120, Neal 102. As Michael Walters does some neat work in a tight situation to get the ball effectively to Lachie Neal, who spears a pass to Langdon, who off to Blakely, who kicks a worm burner. Big pick up by Kirsten off the ground. Hand pass back to Blakely. A kick to his teammate. Crozier went one-handed. You can't mark like that. Good smother across the boot then of Kelly, who attempted to clear the ball, and that was Ballack. Great work. And the ball is out of bounds.
All his teammates have gone over to Harley Ballack. He's had a good game back in the side, but hasn't had huge numbers, but by geez, contested ball and his bullocking and work rate inside has been very good.
6-power 3RW footy for Middle West Recycling and Yes Loans, and the ball is cleared by the Bombers to the defensive 50. Hooker in a contest down there, crawling around on his knees is Ibbotson. He got a whack in the back, and Ibbotson to get the free kick.
Ibbotson 60 from goal. He'll retreat back inside the centre square to Blakely, who will then go further back, and Kirsten. There's no one behind him on the ground, Shane Kirsten. So he has to go short to Blakely. The Bombers have got everybody back. Ball short again, almost a turnover. That would have been dangerous. But Hughes has taken the mark inside the centre square. He's just going to have to bomb it now. And he sends a high ball into the pocket. McCarthy over the top. He was stuck at the back, but he got the sit. And he's taken the mark in the right forward pocket. And it's a mark of the round contender for Munns, the lawn fertiliser specialist.
Well, I'd like to see, once we get the camera electronic replay up and going, who was actually contesting with McCarthy. Didn't seem to have any body on him. Was able to launch from the back and just come over the top. Yeah. Well, it was a terrific grab. He jumped over the top of his defender and took a nice contested mark, Cam McCarthy. And he's been pretty good in this second half.
Got the right on Michael Hurley. Now McCarthy, his last shot at goal was good. From the tight angle in the right forward pocket, he left it straight off the bootlaces. McCarthy kicks another, and maybe the Dockers have kicked clear. There's still 7.5 minutes to go. But Fremantle look like they've set up a match-winning lead. 14-13-97. Essendon 11-13-79 this final quarter for Yes Loan.
I just like some of the contested ball that Connor Blakely's got in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Been really effective in Fremantle, surging forward and having a few shots on goal. But a well-balanced effort by a lot of the midfields after the second half. And Michael Walters had a big second half as well. But Cam McCarthy, if he can have a run at it, Luke, he's very dangerous.
You just don't know where Essendon are going to get their run from now. We know Merritt and Goddard and Heppel, they've tried so hard, but you can't see them getting over the top of Fremantle at this point.
They're getting smashed. It's 51-39 inside 50s. It was around the other way earlier in the game. Here it goes again. Blakely, strong hand pass. Walters, hand pass. Brady Gray, ricocheted off to his teammate. Then in comes Merritt, wins the ball. Bang! He got shirt fronted. And better not be any head contact. He's up.
I reckon
okay.
Merritt tried to sell that a fair bit. Taberner laying a bump on Merritt. Obviously a fair size difference, so there might have been some high contact.
So ball went downfield to Hooker. Hooker kicks the ball to the attacking 50, and that is a great grab in front by Spur.
He can do that well, Lee Spur. His ability to roll across the face of a contest and take a mark. He's done that plenty of times in his career.
So he kicked it across to Blakely. Blakely makes Johnson wait, and he's not paid the mark. So it's won at ground level by Parrish, who kicks the ball to Green. We got a bit of work from behind, and Walters then paddles the ball to his advantage. He has had a big second half. So too has Bradley Hill. Those two been really important. Here is Hurley going against McCarthy, and Hurley does really well. He wins the ball after a physical contest, gave it to Standen. Standen's pass to Francis. Francis needs to move the ball on quicker. Eventually gets it to Hooker, who had 5 metres. He hand passed the ball to Fantasia, and now wants the ball to sit. Knocked it off his shin. Hand passed the ball to Stanton. Stanton on the attacking 50. Hand pass back to Goddard. 55 out. He'll want to set the ball up, and he tries to for Danaher, who jumps, can't mark, and in the end it is to Docker, and Blakely has taken the mark. 14-13 to 11-13, and we have just under 6 minutes to play in the last quarter on the Yes Loan scoreboard.
90 minutes gone in the A-League Grand Final. It's still going with time added on, but it is 1-1 between Melbourne Victory and Sydney FC. That might be destined for extra time, it seems. Ball kick long out of defence by the Dockers, and Taberner, who's had an excellent game. takes the mark. He's been impressive, Luke McFarlane.
Sure has. I wonder what his contested marking numbers are up to at the moment.
Eight marks, and I'd fair to say, Luke, he's probably had 3 or 4 good contested marks out of that 8.
Ball kick wide to the wing. Taken by Tucker. He goes short to Walters. Bradley Hill is clear again inside 50. His running has been exceptional. His work rate has just run the Bombers ragged, and he's taken the mark 45 metres out on a tough angle left forward pocket.
He's been super impressive, Bradley Hill. He's turned this game for Fremantle when it was in the balance, and Essendon looked like running away with it in that second and parts of the third quarter early on. He's elite running, 300 metres gained just in one quarter.
He's been a dominant player on the ground, the former Hawk, enjoying the wide expanses of Domain Stadium, but the distance too much for him there. Ball off hands and over 4A behind. Stats from Steve Allen for Mums.
Yeah, Bradley Hill now with 32 disposals, a dozen marks. That's a career high for him. And on Matt Taberner, that's 6 contested marks, also a career high.
Well, he's been Fremantle's best all year, if you ask me, Hill. Even in the couple of games they got smashed in, he was they're probably their best player in both of those games. Is working the ball Blakely to Nathan, 5 from 52! Goal! Goal of the round for total material handling, a beauty from outside, 50 for 5, 15-14 to 11-13, the second to 5, and that is on our 6PR 3AW scoreboard for Yes Loans.
See, that's what happens when you have other midfielders stand up like Bradley Hill, Lockie Neal, Connor Blakely's had a good second half. Then the pressure goes off in that fight. Hasn't had big numbers, but, you know, he's led the way. He's been very physical in congested areas, tackling. He's been barking instructions and getting players in the right positions, and you can't stop all of them. Ends up with 22 and kicked 2 goals. Still a good day out in the office for the captain.
The other one is Michael Walters, out to 25 touches now. He's been superb in the second half of this game. He's continued to work, and Brad Hill as well.
33,393 fans in the ground this afternoon. Ball kicked wide out of the middle, and Bradley Hill's got it again. Between wing and half forward for Fremantle. He's not finished with yet, racking up the numbers. Long kick, Taberner!
It's another
big, strong contested mark. He's got it right on the 50. He wheels around on that left boot. Sent a high one to the top of the square. Kirsten leapt early, and maybe he's got it over the back. It was touched first. Fremantle still a chance. Spur wrapped up.
Free kick.
Ballock's going to get a free kick. And there's a bit going on. Tucker is down there wrestling. There's a free kick coming back to Harley Ballock for the high contact. It is.
That's career high disposals now for Bradley Hill with 34.
So 34 touches for Brad Hill. And the footy's coming back here to Ballock, who tried to play on. That was never going to happen. Now, he had a bad blue earlier on in the game, Harley Ballock, where he missed a shot running into an open goal. May have got confused which one was the goal post and which was the behind post.
Yes, that was definitely the case.
Should have a bit more composure around him this time with the set shot from just 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle. As Glenn Jakovic said earlier, his forward pressure has been good. Hasn't had a lot of the football. But after the free kick from the high contact, he'll be rewarded with a goal. Ballock converts, and the score now really starting to blow out against Essendon. 16-14, 110 Fremantle in this final quarter for Yes Loans. Essendon 11-13, 79.
Well, Matt Taberner again playing a hand in that goal, out to his 7th contested mark there, just outside 50, and then rolled and played on, put it to the hot spot. Essendon defenders well under pressure, and Harley Ballock able to get a free kick on that occasion. But Matt Taberner, he's having a superb game this afternoon, and when your confidence is up, Jacko, he's really clunking them now. He looks really strong in the hands and very confident. He's kicked 4 goals as well.
Well, the top 5 all lost in this round. Adelaide, GWS, Geelong, Richmond, Port Adelaide. West Coast at number 6. The highest of winners in this round as Walters ducks under a tackle, and hand pass Fife, and he goes to Neal, who goes to the wing, and another possession for Hill. These guys are likely to feature strongly in our 6PR Tony Barlow Menswear Player of the Year $5,000 wardrobe to the winner on 6PR footy for our local teams here in the West. And for those of you over there in Melbourne listening through 3AW, the Bombers fallen away badly in the second half. A 27-point lead, 7-8-minute mark of the second quarter. And in this last quarter, they've only kicked 1 point and have lacked any oomph at all, really. They've fallen away badly. I think They've lost their last 7 interstate trips, so this will make it 8 on the trot for Essendon. So you've got to say they're not a good travelling side. Bradley Hill, it's in the back pocket now. He kicks the ball outside defensive 50, and Hamling gets up and takes a mark. We've got a man free in the middle. It's Tucker. Wheels around to the trusty left, gives it to Langdon. Cruising past is Sutcliffe. He kicks the ball downfield, and Ballack, he's shoved out of it, so we'll get another free kick. And the umpire's going to have to flick him the ball. Nice little rugby toss. Ballack chips the ball to the corridor to Langdon. Langdon goes back, finds his teammate Spur.
94th minute in the A-League Grand Final, still 1-1 between Melbourne Victory and Sydney FC.
They go to golden goal, do they, Adam? What happens?
Extra time.
After extra time?
No golden goal, but they go to extra time and then penalties.
Penalty shootouts, Carl.
Right, penalties. That's what I meant. 16-14 to 11-13. Do the golden goal, or golden point, isn't it, in rugby league these days? Ball chipped to the wing, and the mark is taken by Bradley Hill. Gives it off to Weller this time. 110-79. Fremantle are home here. 1:27 left on the clock.
Now McCarthy with a driving kick inside 50, and Brady Gray back with the flight. He was the only one that had eyes for the footy, and he takes the mark directly in front of goal, 35 metres out. It is unravelling for Essendon.
Sure is, and that was just a nice kick to the danger spot in forward 50 as Michael Walters comes to the bench. He's had a terrific afternoon, and Brady Gray just taking the mark uncontested directly in front. So it's been all Fremantle in this final quarter.
Brady Gray, this will be just his 9th disposal, but 5 tackles to his name, which is what he's in the side for. One of those that came into the side after round 3, or in for round 3, and he's making the most of his opportunity. Gray kicks the goal. Fremantle get their 17th. They're 17-14, 116. Essendon 11-13, 79. It's been a while since we've seen their last goal. And 29 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter for Steve Sell and the team at Yes Loans.
12 second half goals for Fremantle. John Worsfold would be bitterly disappointed that players like Bradley Hill, Lockie Neal were just able to roam around and get a lot of uncontested ball. And when Essendon were leading and dominating a fair bit, you always knew Fremantle were going to come back, as Fremantle did to Zach Merritt and Dyson Apple. That did a shutdown job, and John Worsfold failed to do that against some of the leading ball winners for Fremantle.
Full time in the A-League Grand Final, so they are headed to extra time. Sydney FC, Melbourne Victory locked at 1-1.
Tip and Woody, a hand pass. Blakely been brilliant today. Hand pass the ball out, Weller. Off he goes to his teammate Fife. Kicks the ball down towards the wing, and a good mark taken by the young Docker. And onto the boot it goes by Tucker. He's found his teammate Neal, who kicks it to McCarthy. And McCarthy will go back for a last goal. It'll be after the siren. He's got 30 seconds. There's only 16 on the clock.
Well, out to 23 marks now inside 450 for Fremantle. That's a great return after a pretty poor start. That's an enormous number of marks inside your forward 50, so they'll be pleased with how that's gone. Matt Taverner, of course, played a big part in that. Cam McCarthy, Shane Kirsten.
Well, there we go. Well, I did say if they held Essendon to under 12 goals, they'd be a chance. I didn't think Fremantle could kick this many. Here's McCarthy for the last shot of the game, and it's well offline. It's out of bounds on the full. But it's a big win to Freo in the end. 12 second half goals. I mean, it's only 5 in the first half. Here's the song. Fremantle reign supreme, 17-14, 116 to 11-13, 79. The Bombers booting only 1 point in that last quarter of play, and in the end the margin was 37 points. They join Sydney, winners today over Brisbane, by 54 points, and Hawthorn, winners today over Melbourne, by 3 points to round out round number 7. So the top 5 all lost, and the ladder has got tighter. Sydney making their first win of the season today, and Hawthorn making it 2 wins, 2 out of their last 3 games.
Glenn Jakovic, Luke McFarlane, your thoughts on what was an impressive performance by Fremantle to run over the top?
Well, I think they just wore them down after half-time. We identified Zach Merritt and Dyson Apple and Brendan Goddard with 3 big prime movers for Essendon, and it got out to that 27-point lead. But Luke, 8 goals between Tabernar, Kirsten and McCarthy. As your three-pronged high forwards that they were today, McCarthy was quite well beaten by Hurley, but he hung in there and ended up finishing with 2, so very impressive. But Hill and Lockie Neal, Connor Blakely certainly led the way for Fremantle, over 100 possessions between those 3 players.
Well, it's good to see how the Fremantle forward line can work when they get that kind of supply. They got 56 inside 50s in the end there and able to take the 23 marks. So that's a great result for them going forward, and to see the likes of those big Fremantle forwards getting to work. They've all got great running capacity. That's what's really impressive. They'll continue to run and work. They ended up, as Jack has said, kicking 8 goals between them. But Matt Taberner, terrific game, probably his best game for Fremantle. 7 contested marks this afternoon, 4 goals. So that's been a terrific return for him and great for his confidence. But you're going to want to see him continue in this kind of form and keep presenting as he has done today for Fremantle.
Just before we farewell our 3AW listeners, for all those Bombers fans back there in Victoria, who are their better players today for the Bombers?
Well, Zach Merritt, led the way. I thought it was very good. Michael Hurley was very, very prominent down half back, 9 marks. A fair few of them would have been intercept marks. Dyson Apples, the captain, led the way. Brendan Goddard was very good up until half-time. Had 20 possessions up in the half-time, only 5 in the second half. So Fremantle really put a lot of work in him and Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt had 21 possessions till half-time, finished with only 28. So no real ball supply from them in the second half, Carl.
So there you go. So thanks very much to all of those of you that have been tuned in through 3AW in Melbourne as we farewell you. We're going to clear some commitments here. We're going to open up the lines, 922 118 882, and we are going to get into our review of the game for Niche Living and Parkland Mazda. This is 882 6PR Football.
Get your sports fix with Kim Hagdorn.
If West Coast don't win, I'm not convinced they can beat the Bulldogs here next week either. Then I think we'd have to start to put them under the microscope and say, what's your team like for the future?
Love your sport? Don't miss the latest news with Kim Hagdorn. Weekdays at 7:55 on Breakfast with Steve Mills and Basil Zemplis. 882 6PR.
Noises and vibrations are common warning signs from your brakes, steering and suspension. If your car is telling you something, don't wait. Book a Petters brake, steering and suspension check for just $28. Visit petters.com.au. No bull.
When I grow up, I want to be a Parkland Mazda.
Once a year and a financial year bonuses are now on at Parkland Mazda. Save across the entire range of new and demonstrator Mazda, like the all-new CX-5, iconic Mazda 3 and BT50 for one tough offers. Parkland Mazda for Perth's largest range of Mazda in stock, ready to go for immediate delivery. More than 300 cars. Beat the taxman before June 30. Parklandmazda.com.au. DL12942.
Oh, nice jacket, Ciro. Well, thanks, big man. Winter's new colour is all about khaki. How do you know that? I've been getting some ideas for the new winter catalogue out now. At Lowe's, like dressing up jeans or chinos with a right shirt for $29.95. A huge range of great fashion big men's winterwear designed for comfort and fit from $29.95. Choose from easy layering pieces like knitwear or jackets from $29.95. The new winter catalogue is out now, available in-store and online. At Lowe's.
Love footy? You'll love it even more with live betting throughout the AFL at your local TAB. Every mark, every goal could swing it your way. Bet at the perfect moment. Bet live at your local TAB or call 1300-BET-LIVE. Conditions apply. Gamble responsibly.
Okay, to the untrained ear, this might just sound like a shrill beep. But this, mate, this is sweet music. Sweet music that says your boom lift is being delivered on the back of a Coates Hire delivery truck. A reversing duet that says your project can now get safely off the ground. Music that says, thanks to Coates Hire, my project is still on track. For the largest range of hire equipment, call 13 15 52 or visit coateshire.com.au. Coates Hire. Let's make it happen.
The Contango Global Growth IPO Roadshow is now open. Contango Global Growth is an investment company that has applied to list on the ASX. Designed for investors looking for a diversified portfolio of global shares, this high-conviction strategy will be investing in quality companies from around the globe.
This exclusive event is happening at the State Reception Centre this Wednesday, 9:30am. Places are limited. Register at contango.com.au.
Before deciding to invest, read the prospectus at contango.com.au. Ensure you understand the risks of investing in this financial product and seek professional advice to ensure it's appropriate for you. General advice only. Does not consider personal objectives, financial situation or needs.
Hi, I'm Alison Hill. My mum developed dementia when she was only 60. I got a call from a friend at Mum's work who told me something wasn't right. Mum was struggling to do things that she'd done for years. I wish we'd known what was happening sooner. Asking for help and getting the right advice can help you cope better. A good place to start is the National Dementia Helpline. Call them during business hours for a free dementia pack. 1-800 100 500. That's 1-800 100 500.
The 2017 Toyota AFL Premiership season is proudly presented by Yes Loans. They say yes more often. And Middle West Recycling, offering cash for scrap.
The ball is kicked to McCarthy. Beautiful pass by Lockie Neal. Kick by McCarthy is beautiful. Well, Fremantle haven't been in front too much today, but they're in front now.
And he sends a high ball into the pocket. McCarthy! Over the top. He left it straight off the bootlaces. McCarthy kicks another.
Blakely to Nathan. 5 from 52! Yes, and that was just one of the many of goals in the second half. 12 of them in total to Fremantle, only 4 to the Bombers, none in the last quarter. And in the end, it was Fremantle 17-14, 116 to Essendon's 11-13, 79. The lines are open, 922-182, and we won't make this man wait. Gill is online from LA. He's a Mad Dockers man. Welcome, Gill.
Hey, how's it going, boys?
We're going well. How are you?
Well, I'll tell you what. You know, you can credit all the raining of the goals you want to the Frio, but to me, it was when I switched seats. My chair, I swear, is lucky. As soon as I moved to my chair in the third quarter, I tried 2 other chairs. There were no goals in them, and it just started raining goals as soon as I moved.
You'll be sitting there for the rest of the season then, Gil.
Yeah, I'm never going to move from that chair again when I'm watching.
Are you liking what you're seeing, Gil? Are they looking better than what they were after a couple of rounds this year?
I think anybody could have looked better after the first couple of rounds. So they're looking great. And the thing that's great is Tabs. What a game that Tabs had, and Bradley Hill. Man, what a quarter that he had to just turn us around. And everyone really seemed to come up big in big moments. I mean, whether it was Lee Spur taking intercept marks, Tabs clunking marks, McCarthy getting a couple of great marks and kicking some key goals. I mean, they really, really fought back. I think this is the most satisfying win easily of this year.
Well, Gil, Matt Taberner clunked 7 contested marks this afternoon, so it's a terrific performance from him, and he's been around for a couple of years now, but that was a really coming-of-age performance for Matt Taberner this afternoon.
No doubt. This is even better than that game he played against Brisbane back in 2014 when he kicked 5. This was much better than that. I mean, he really looks like he was playing like his life depended on staying in the team next week. He's definitely done more than enough.
Good to hear from you, mate. Take care.
You too, boys.
Gill from LA. Now 58 hit-outs to 18, 41 clearances to 28. That ended up being in Fremantle's favour. So they dominated in that part of the game.
Yeah, they did. The phone lines are open, 92211 882. Great to hear from Gilbert. Just on Matt Taberner, and look, you touched on it before. Great to see him come into the side and have a good game today. But I think what Fremantle fans have been crying out for, and as Gil touched on, he had that 5-goal game against Brisbane a couple of seasons ago. It's the consistency. We need to see him doing that. You know, you're not going to dominate every single week, but more often than not, we need to see him having an impact on the game.
Yeah, that's right. I used to train on Matt Taberner a lot when I was still playing at Fremantle, and I know he's got an enormous work rate. That's what I always found very difficult to train on him, his ability to move for such a big man. He'll continue to work you over. So that has to be, you know, he's not going to kick 4 or 5 every week. He's not going to take 7 contested marks as he did today, but he needs to continue to have an impact in games, and whether it's, 2 or 3, but continue to bust open packs and work and run and chase and tackle and do all the other things that he can do because he has that enormous tank that we were speaking about. But look, if he can continue to have that kind of form, in the next few weeks to put it together for Fremantle fans, then they've certainly got something to look forward to.
Equal on points now Fremantle with 16 points with Port Adelaide, the Western Bulldogs and St Kilda, and so the highest percentage out of that group will most likely still be Port Adelaide, so they'll be in 6th place. So Fremantle will be essentially equal 6th if you talk about on points. And teams that were in this round of footy, 13th, 14th, 15th, 17th and 18th all had wins. The only ones that missed out was Brisbane. Let's go to Rocky and Dianella. Hello, Rocky.
Yeah, g'day, Carl. How are you, mate? I just want to get in first before Brett Benetti does. I did tip Essendon beat Fremantle, and he said to me, no, it won't happen. And I also obviously tipped, I've gone a bit early. I tipped Essendon to win the premiership. Now, I might have got that wrong. I'm not admitting it yet. But he reckons that Essendon won't make the 8, and I reckon they will. So, Brett, I know you were right this weekend, mate, but it's a long season, so let's see how it plays out, okay? So don't call me, don't text me, you're right, okay? Thanks, Brett.
Yeah, I think, look, Rocky, just on the back of your prediction, I think that for Essendon to have any part of the 8, they've got to be winning games like this today. They had their chances. They were out to nearly a 5-goal lead halfway through the second quarter, and sadly they just weren't able to maintain that level of intensity. They turned the ball over. There was a lot of non-contributors in the second half particularly, and so in the end it was a very disappointing performance from Essendon, and it was much like last week where they just wasted so much opportunity. So their last fortnight, in what is looking like it's going to be a fairly even competition when you have a look at the way the results have gone this week, that's 2 disappointing results in a row.
It certainly is, given that they were really up and about, high energy, moving the ball well. They had 82% kicking efficiencies to Fremantle's 72. That was quite elite in the first half, and that contributed to their 4.5-goal lead that they were having. Then it just stopped. Is it work rate? Is it fitness? Is it mindset? I do know that Ross Lyons shuffled the cards a little bit and had to put some shutdown jobs on Zach Merritt and Brennan Goddard. They were the leading possessions getter at half-time, had no influence after half-time. Yet, conversely, Bradley Hill, Lachie Neale, Connor Blakely, they just didn't seem to have a man on them in the second half, should I say. And I thought it was poor coaching by John Worsfold to allow them the latitude and the momentum and drive that they created in the second half.
In the end, it was a 64-point turnaround from being 27 points up to then losing by 37. That is a big swing in the game.
Well, it's broken. Sorry,
you're right, Jacob.
But it's broken down. Something's broken down. Is it the game plan? Is it the communication out there? Luke, how did you see that?
Well, I thought they were pretty inaccurate early in the game, weren't they? They had lots of momentum. They were getting lots of entries. They missed a few very gettable goals, particularly in that first quarter. We saw West Coast last week really capitalise in the first quarter with entries, and they scored a big score in that first quarter, really blew Fremantle out of the water when they weren't up and going, and Essendon weren't able to do that really all day. They did get a bit of a margin at some point, but it was never able to blow them out of the water when they had the opportunity to do that. And Fremantle, look, I just think the run just vanished from Essendon. You know, you've identified a couple of players, but all the whole team, they were fatigued, they were tired, they gave it their best shot in the first half, but all the run vanished, and Fremantle just kept working, shuffled the cards a little bit, and got a couple of their key players up and going, and then Essendon couldn't lay a finger on them in that last second half, really. Couldn't lay a finger on Fremantle. They went forward and scored very, very easily.
You couldn't expect that Merritt and Goddard could keep on going at the pace that they were in the first half, and they were instrumental in getting Essendon to where they were. And so it was up to Stanton and Collier and Zaharakis and Kelly. You know, these are all guys that have played a lot of minutes in midfields, and unfortunately for Essendon, they just didn't pick up the slack, so they fell further and further behind. 922 on RTD2 in our review of footy here on RTD2 6PR, and you can join us on the open line. We'd love you to. Give us your thoughts, Dockers fans, as you're winging your way home, and we're here in this review for Niche Living. You're better off with Niche Living. If you find a comparable home loan anywhere, new home, not loan, a new home anywhere in any of their locations, they'll beat it by $10,000. Terms and conditions apply. And Parkland Mazda, Perth's only official Mazda Ute Centre. Parkland's Perth's favourite Mazda Ute dealer with a full range of passenger cars and SUVs. Now, boys, you've got to vote. And you've got to vote for our 6PR Tony Barlow Menswear Player of the Year to Frankie Rowe and his team in Hay Street. You'll also find them upstairs in the Karrinyup Shopping Centre. And the overall winner here receives a $5,000 Tony Barlow Menswear wardrobe. I think we're going to be getting down in the rooms shortly, but in 1 minute. But just ahead of that, Glenn, have you got your votes?
I got my votes, Carl. 1 vote to Michael Walters after half-time. I thought he was sensational. 5 tackles, really instrumental in getting the ball moving and drive, so 1 vote to him. Connor Blakely, I give him 2 votes for 4 quarters of great effort, 29 possessions, 9 marks, 3 tackles. He's just getting better as weeks go on. Lachie Neale, once again, has a dominant performance, 38 possessions, averages more than 28 against the Bombers. He was right up there, 3 votes for him. Matt Taberner, I give him 4 votes for his 4-goal effort, 9 marks, 7 of them contested. I thought he was really good. And Bradley Hill, boys, he gets the chocolates, 5 votes for him, 37 possessions. 800. This has got to be a record. 872 metres gained. I've got to speak to Steve Allen later. I don't know, but you guys, can you correct me? Has anyone done that ever in the history of the game? That's a lot of metres gained. They say it's elite when you're getting 500-600 metres, Luke, in a game of football.
Well, he was an absolute star, and he's downstairs, and he's tuned in, and we're able to find out exactly how far he's run. I'm sure he's had a look at his GPS by now. Steve Allen, you've got Brad Hill.
Well, Brad, are you aware of those? 872 metres gained, 37 disposals, that's a career high, 16 marks, also a career high. It's usually your brother leading Fremantle in the metres gained stats, but you were the key driver today.
Yeah, no, I wasn't too sure with all those stats and metres and whatnot, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Down at three-quarter time for the third time this year to get up and win. You were down by 27 points in the second term. What was the turning point?
Yeah, it probably wasn't the best quarter and a half. I thought after, halfway through the second quarter we got going, started changing the angles with the footy, getting a bit of uncontested marks, and, on their turnovers were hurting them, which was good, and yeah, I guess that was probably the turning point on turnover. We were able to use it and lower our eyes and hit targets inside 50.
Upstairs we've got Adam Papalia, Carl Langdon, Glenn Jakovic and Luke McFarlane.
Bradley, Glenn Jakovic here. Congratulations on your performance. 3 of your last 4 games, I've just sensed an impressive performance, but I guess your combination with Connor Blakely, Lockie Neal, Nat 5, the midfield is really starting to get a bit of drive, and your ball use has been pretty good during that period.
Yeah, those blokes inside have been terrific. They've been winning the ball in there, and then, us outside players have been feeding off them, and, they've been getting out to us, and we've been having that flowing footy, which has been good. But, yeah, the getters have been getting it, and the blokes who are on the outside running have been running and taking the game on.
Brad, Luke McFarlane here. Congratulations on the result and your performance this afternoon. Matt Taberner, 7 contested marks, 4 goals. Did you expect that kind of return, him coming in this afternoon?
You see him do that at training and down at waffle level. He's been playing well. It's just been, a few things that Ross has been wanting him to work on. He comes out today with the right attitude and, plays a terrific game like that, and he just needs to just do that consistently, and, he'll stay in this team week in, week out.
Brad, we're intrigued to listen to Ross Lionel.